The moment you want something in your life and the moment you have decided on what you want and where you want to go in your life, there will be fears that gonna creep in. Trust me. Every single time I want to go towards what I want, every single time when I set my head towards the things that I want, when for example, I set up a goal or I set up towards where I want to go, where I'm heading to, most of the time I will feel the fear, I will feel scared, and it's always gonna happen like that. Even though throughout my entire life, when I started to plan new goals, new things, you just have to know the fear's gonna come. There will be fear in your way. It can be the fear of I'm not good enough, the fear of losing money, losing people, losing the old life, the fear of uncertainty, the fear of failing, the fear of rejection or embarrassment, or even the fear of being judged. All those fears gonna creep in. If not one of them gonna creep in, it's just a lot of things just gonna come into you whenever you want to start to set a goals, whenever you want to start to do the things that you want. And I'm gonna tell you that those fears are not meant to stop you. The exact moment the fear come into you, the exact moment you feel that fear in you, that is the exact moment that you have to pay attention to every fear that you have. That is the moment that you have to be self-aware here. So today's topic is all about learning to acknowledge the fear, learning to acknowledge your fear, learning to be self-aware with the fear that you have in you. You have to know that the fear comes out not a sign to stopping you. That's one thing that you have to hold very closely. Whenever you want to face something, whenever you want to do something in your life, whenever you want to set a goal, whenever you want to go towards where you're heading to, the fear that comes out does not mean that you are incapable. You have to change the way you think about fear. You know what I write here? What if the fear means that you are actually doing the very right thing towards moving closer to what you actually want? What if fear means that you are stepping into something that is matter to you? That's why you feel so scared. That's why you feel so much emotion within you, because you are doing something that is matter to you. You are doing something new. You are stepping into a reality, or you're stepping into a phase that is different, okay? And it's probably uncomfortable because it's different, because it's new, because probably it's something that you have never done before, but that doesn't mean that you are incapable. You have to think different way. Fear does not come to you to stop you going towards what you want, but it comes because it is a sign that you are stepping into the next level. It is a sign for you to step into the right thing, the very right thing that you truly want in your life. So you have to think that whenever you feel scared, you have to know it is the exact doorway. It is the exact doorway for you to go towards the thing that you really want. And what I write here, it's the exact doorway for you to go through it, for you to shed a light on it, and for you to work through it. This is the three things that you have to do about fear. I read a lot about Carl Jung, okay, one of the greatest psychologists I've ever known. And one of the things that I've read is one does not become enlightened by imagining figures of light, but by making the darkness conscious. Until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life and you will call it fate. This is when you need to be self-aware with what you feel inside. All those fear creep in. That is when you have to be self-aware. That is when you have to shed light on those fear. Until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life and you will call it fate. You don't want those fear to direct your life. You don't want those fear to dictate your action. You want, despite you have fear, you still take action. Despite you have fear creep in, you want to try to learn to understand the fear and heal the fear and go towards the goals. You don't want the fear to stop you, but rather it becomes a sign that you are actually taking the right next step. You are taking the right action because you are going towards what really matters to you. You wouldn't feel scared if it doesn't matter that much. You're just gonna like, oh, it doesn't matter that much. But because you believe it matters that much and you actually want to go towards the things that you want, and the fear creep in, that means you're on the right path. You have to think fear in a different way. You have to know that because I am scared, I am going towards those fear, because I know the other side of fear is something that is truly matter to me, is something that gonna benefit me in the long run, in the long term, towards my goals and towards my dreams. I came out with this topic because I think I want to leverage this moment. At this exact moment, I feel scared. Okay, I'm just a normal human being, which sometimes I do feel scared in life, and I've reflected a lot about fears, and that is when I just directly create a YouTube video, got a title somewhere like learn to acknowledge your fear, because you have to actually sit with yourself and go through with the fear and shed light on the fear and actually work through it, because you don't want those fear to stop you. For example, with this YouTube, okay, I'm just gonna take YouTube as simple as that. Whenever I want to start a record a video, the fear that creep in, what I notice is that I'm scared that I will not be able to speak fluently. I will not be able to deliver my message beautifully. That is when I am actually scared of being imperfect. I'm just trying to be perfect to the point I'm scared of being imperfect. And when I actually notice that fear, okay, I try to take the fear that I said just now and literally put down in my journal. I write down like, oh, this is the things that I'm actually scared about. And when I actually shed a light on it, okay, remember what Carl Jung says, if you want to be enlightened person, you need to make the darkness conscious, which means you have to make your shadows, you have to make your fear, you have to make what you feel inside, you have to shed some light on it. You have to actually give some grace and give some compassion and truly understand what you feel behind those fears that you have. For example, just now that I feel scared of being imperfect, that is just comes down to the fact that I'm actually scared being seen as imperfect human being. I am scared that if people see me in an imperfect way, if people see me like having flaws, it shows that I am incapable. It shows that I'm not worthy for attention, for example, for YouTube, because it is all about attention and visibility. I just realized that when I actually go deep into the fear that, oh, I'm actually scared of being imperfect. I'm actually scared of showing who I truly am despite my flaws and imperfections. That is why I realized about myself that I haven't accepted myself wholly and fully. Can you see how it works? Can you see that if I'm not shedding some light onto my fear, I wouldn't know that this is such an issue that I have to deal with in me. This is such the shadow that I need to unravel and give compassion and give some grace. That it's fine to be imperfect. It's fine to sometimes do mistakes, because at the end of the day, I'm just human being and I'm gonna make stupid mistakes over and over again, and I can never be perfect and I will never be perfect. What's wrong of just being imperfect, but you know what you're doing, you have the right intention to put something good out there, you have the right intention to improve your communication skills, you have the right intention to actually figure out what you can do with the limited skills that I have, with the things that I have right now. What's wrong of doing that despite all those imperfections and flaws? That is when I start to realize there's something in me that I need to unravel. There's something in me that I need to not change, but something that I need to put some light on so that I feel free and liberating right after I go through the fear. Okay, this is the process of self-awareness. This is the process of you learn to acknowledge the fear that you have within you, and you won't let that fear stop you, because you don't want to do that, honey. You don't want those fears stop you from becoming your best self, your highest self, your truest potential. Because like I said just now, whenever you want to try to do something new, whenever you want to do something that's going to hit you towards your goals, whenever you're trying to go towards your dreams or trying something new, there will always be fear. And that is when you don't feel bad with those fear, but you actually sit with it. Like I said just now, go through it, shed light on it, and work on it. Right after you've done all of that, the other side you feel after the fear is just so liberating. It's just going to free you as a person, and you're just going to notice yourself, going to keep on taking action, going to keep on taking and hitting those goals, and you're just going to become consistent. Because do you realize that consistency is very needed towards wherever goals you want to go, towards wherever dreams you want to go? Okay, it's always about discipline and consistency, which means you have to be consistent. But in order for you to be consistent in a long run, in a long term, you need to always learn to overcome your fear. You need to always learn to overcome your self-doubt. You need to always learn to have a healthy relationship between you and your fear. Sometimes we don't know what goals we want to hit, we don't know what are the things we want to do in life. And sometimes the fear can show you that this is the right thing that you need to do right now, that this is the right thing that you need to unravel, that you need to work on it, that you need to go through it for your next step of life. I think everyone wants to be consistent. Everyone wants to be consistent doing the things that they truly love, doing the things that actually gonna lead them towards the very thing that they want in their life. And when I actually sit down and learn to acknowledge my fear, learn to see what are the things that I am truly scared, that is when I can be consistent. That is when I can keep going. Okay, it doesn't matter about other people outside, it doesn't matter about whatever happened outside, it doesn't matter about circumstances. I sit myself with that fear and I go through with that fear and I actually overcome that fear within me. That is when I just feel so much stronger. And I do believe if you do the same thing, aware of all those fear that creep into you, trust me, you're just gonna become so much stronger and you're just gonna become so much powerful. You're gonna just feel so much power that you could actually overcome that fear for some reason, and it's so liberating. I tell you, it's so liberating. I do believe sometimes we have fear that we can control and fear that we can't control. For example, the fear that we can control is like the fear of feeling I'm not good enough. Then you can shed some light on like, oh, there's things in me that I need to like fix or unravel things. Sometimes the fear of rejection or the fear of embarrassment, it's something that you need to dive deep into you. Maybe it's because of your past experience, maybe it's because of the wrong stories that you've been internalizing, that the reason why you have that certain fear of failure or fear of being judged. It stems down to the fact that probably before this someone has judged you just because you make mistakes, or probably it comes from you never feeling enough, that's why you're scared of being judged. Or sometimes, for example, the fear of failure, you're scared of fail because you think that the only thing that you need to do in life is just like winning, that you forget sometimes in order for you to win you need to lose sometimes for you to actually learn. Or probably you have different stories revolves around failure, like failure is a bad thing, failure is the end of the game. Can you see that sometimes it just revolves around our stories, our past experience, our different narratives or different perspective you view something, hence the reason why the fear creeps in. All of this you can actually unravel it by sitting with yourself. Go take your journal or paper and write down and actually see what is actually the problem here. And that's the power of writing. I think I've heard someone say, whenever you write something on a paper, half of the problem is already done, because you actually already write down the problem and you see it in your eyes. Half of it is already done. You already found the solution. Okay, another half is like you do all those things. So can you see how important writing is? But sometimes there's also fear that we can't control. For example, the fear of uncertainty. You never know what the world's gonna hold you. You never know what life's gonna give you. You never know what's gonna happen tomorrow. It's very uncertain, especially when it revolves around job, it revolves around money, it revolves around something that you really can't control. Okay, this is like God's job. Okay, God can only control all of this. At this moment of my time, I do have a little bit fear of uncertainty because I'm in the process of changing my career and trying new things in my life. So it's very uncertain and it's very scary. I would say it's scary. It's a very scary position. And when I actually sit down with myself and I write that I am actually scared that I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. I'm actually scared what's going to happen to my job, what's going to happen to my money, how I'm going to do that, how I'm going to do this. There's a lot of things that I'm scared, which is beyond my control. That is when I learned this one ayah from the, I don't know whether it's from the Quran or from the Hadith, but it actually just opened my eyes so much, and it just affirmed me that sometimes you just have to let go and let God. There are things that you can control. There are certain fear that you can unravel within you, that you can work on with yourself, but there are just some things that it's really God's job. It's really, you have to let go and let God, because not everything in this life you can do it on your own. You put effort towards improving yourself, towards unraveling all those fears, but I just know there will be some points that the fear is like just God's job, and that is when you have to learn to let go. Okay, in Islam we call it learn to tawakkal. You just have to just leave to God. I'm gonna share what is those ayah. This is what I found when I'm really scared about the future, when I'm really scared about the uncertainty, because you just don't know where love's gonna bring you next. That's one thing I know. I just know where I'm heading to. I just know what I want in this life. But the things that we don't know is how and when the thing's gonna come to us. And those things are very uncertain and it's very scary, I tell you. But this ayah from the Quran, which Allah and Islam is very beautiful, that's why He creates this ayah just to affirm us as servant that we are actually in the protection of them. We are actually under the protection of the highest power. Like Allah is so near to us. Like He could literally change anything at any time, and He's always with you. And the fact that He put you in certain position, whether it's hardship or whether there's ease, whether there's failure or whether there's success, all of that is for a reason. So I truly believe that everything happens in this life for a reason, and he knows the best. He is the all-knowing. Yeah, I'm just gonna share you is that Bismillah tawakkaltu ala Allah, la hawla wala quwwata illa billahil aliyyil azim. In the name of Allah, I place my trust in Allah. There is no might or power except by Allah. It's just affirm my heart that he is always with me, and there's no power out there. There's no might or power except him that could change anything like this, like could change anything. Kun fayakun in the Yasin, in the Surah Yasin, when he said he wanted to do something, he will just do like this. And I truly believe Allah will not burden a soul beyond its limits. So if the hardship come to you, if you're currently in hardship, just know that he is testing you because he wants to give you something after that. And he is testing you because he knows you can bear it. And the reason why he is testing you, just because he wants to build your character and he wants to build your capacity for the things that you ask for. You have to always remember that. You have to always remember that he is with you. Even though it's hardship or it's ease, he's always with you. And you have to know he can change anything just like this. He can change anything just like that. And knowing this, having this kind of knowledge and having this kind of awareness that he is so close to you, like very close to your jugular vein, like the closest. Okay, no one in this world could ever be close as you constantly, rather than him, rather than God, rather than Allah. So that when he is close to you, you can ask anything from him and he will grant for you. But you have to believe that he is always there with you and he will give you at the right perfect timing. I always remember there's like one manifestation guru. I can't remember what's his name. I think it's Daryl Morrow. He told me that you don't have to know how and when it's going to happen. You just have to know what and why. You just have to know what and why that you want something. And you have to leave the how and when to God. You have to leave the how and when, like you have to really tawakkal to that. Because that is God's job and God knows when and how to give you. So you just have to have that kind of blind faith, choose blind faith that he will always give you at the right timing and in the right way. And while you're waiting for those things to come, you just have to have that blind faith. Always choose faith rather than fear. Okay, this is something that I really want to highlight. Blind faith, faith over fear. Whenever you feel fear, you have to twist your mind, or you have to bring back your mind to like have faith in God and have faith in yourself and have faith towards the things that you want. For example, if you don't know what you truly want in your life, like you at the verge or at the point like you don't know what to do, you have no clue, at all, you feel so blank, you feel like you fall into the deepest hole. It was so dark and it was so hard and it was so nothing. It's like uncertain. I couldn't even describe that. But that is when you have to let go and let God. Like you have to ask him like, oh God, please just give me guidance, please just give me clarity. I think that is when inspiration is, like guidance and clarity is part of inspiration. And the only thing that could give you is literally God. Trust me, it's literally God. I've been that place. It was so dark, like you couldn't even reach anything around you because you can't see anything and you can't even know what to ask. And I believe that at that point you should really ask, like I even say to myself, you should really ask for clarity and guidance. Like, oh God, please give me guidance, or please give me clarity. Like show me the way, like show me hint, like show me what I should do next. So whenever you already ask from the bottom of your heart, believe that he's going to give you. You have to trust that. You have to have like blind faith. Whenever you already ask, whenever you already send like dua or wishes, or like ask for whatever you want, you have to have faith and just keep on affirming like, oh God, please give me guidance, please give me clarity on what I should do next, please give me guidance, please give me clarity of what I should do next. Keep on saying that, keep on reciting that, and keep on believing that, and you just let go. Like you just know the hint, the guidance, the clarity will come eventually, but you have to be open to life. You have to be very open and receptive towards life, because that's how God want to give inspiration to you. Sometimes God can give inspiration or guidance and clarity just from you meeting people. Like suddenly you're in a conversation where you actually need it, that you don't know you actually need it. Sometimes you can be like, oh, all of a sudden there's like certain news or certain subject or certain articles or certain people just suddenly just say something that is so right, like the answer towards what you actually needed. Sometimes it could be just from a stranger. I used to be in that position where stranger give me inspiration to do what I want to do in my life. Can you see that how inspiration could just come from God in the world, okay? But you have to be open and you have to be very receptive. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Allah, la hawla wala quwwata illa billah. In the name of Allah, I place my trust in Allah, and there's no might or power except Him, except by Allah. I affirm this every time I feel scared, every time I feel scared of not knowing what's going to happen tomorrow, what's going to happen next, every time I feel like, oh my gosh, I really don't know what to do, I'm so lost. I place my trust in Him, and there's no might or power, only He could revolves everything in this world towards going to you, towards giving inspiration and guidance and clarity to you. So you have to believe in Him. So that's about today. I am so scared, and that's why I make this YouTube channel. I'm just like everyone else. I'm just like normal human being, like feel scared too in this life. And it feels so nice that I could share this, because I've been reflecting a lot about fear these days, just because I am in that position. Just to let you know that other people out there, or whoever successful, or whoever that you find out there that is an inspiration for you, your role models out there, just know that they are also human beings with self-doubt, with fear creeping in them. It's just the same. We're all human, and it's something normal to have that. Don't blame yourself whenever you feel like you have fear or you have self-doubt, but learn to deal with it. That's the difference between the people who make it and the people who don't make it. They don't let the fear control them. Instead, they use those fear as something to deal with them inside them, something to unravel within them. That's how smart people use fear. That's how wise people use fear. They don't ditch the fear, they acknowledge the fear, and they work through it, so that when they have worked through it and they come on the other side of fear, you're gonna see that person just gonna become so much stronger, so much powerful, and so much liberating, because they already overcome all the fears that they have within them by themselves. They already resolved everything within them to the point that you could see how secure that person could be, just because they already work on it. They already work on it behind the scene, behind closed doors. I always know that God is always with me. God is always at every step I take towards where I want to go, towards where I'm heading to. As long as your intention is right towards where you want to go, believe me, He always want to see you flourish. He always want to see you going towards the very thing that you want, towards your dreams, towards your vision, towards whatever is right from the bottom of your heart. Make your intention right, and whenever the fear creep in, work hard on those fear and believe that God will do the rest. So that's all from me. I feel so nice after sharing this, and I have my matcha here. Yeah. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.